pipeline. It is a first alert weather day for the islands of Oahu, Kauai, and Niihau as we track a cold front that's bringing the threat of heavy rain and thunderstorms to the western end of the state. Now, this is the same front that soaked the Honolulu Marathon yesterday. We have a flood watch in effect until 6 p.m. tonight. Meteorologist Drew Davis joins us now with what you need to know. Drew?
Aloha, Ashley. Again, today is a first alert weather day for the western half of the state. We took Maui County out of this because the front is starting to move back up towards the northwest. So right now for Kauai and Honolulu counties out there, like you mentioned, the flood watch has been taken through Monday night. We're going to end it tonight at around 6 p.m. We're not really expecting it to go into early tomorrow morning like it was originally set for. And you can still see all of the moisture from the front. It's set up over the western half of the state. You're seeing a few showers in between Kauai and Oahu. But I do want to point out we're seeing some convection just to the southwest. We've been talking about the upper level support that this system could be getting, allowing for some thunderstorm growth. This is going to continue moving up towards the northeast as we're going forward over the next couple of hours. Might be seeing some heavier showers making their way to Kauai, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder as we're getting to around noon or 1 p.m. Isolated thunderstorms like this are still in the forecast as we're going into tonight. I'll give you a full breakdown coming up.
Thank you, Drew. And on Kauai, warning signs are up on the North Shore advising swimmers to stay out of the water because of high surf and hazardous ocean conditions. A high surf advisory is in effect for Kauai until 6 tonight. Ocean Safety says surf of up to 16 feet is forecasted for north-facing shores and up to 12 feet for west-facing shores. Beachgoers are also urged to keep an eye out for large breaking waves that could sweep you off the shoreline. The son of a Hollywood icon, Rob Reiner, and his wife Michelle is being held on $4 million bail in connection with his parents' deaths. Gwen Baumgartner has more from Los Angeles.
A crime scene cleanup truck arrived early this morning at the Los Angeles home of legendary filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. According to online records from the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, the couple's 32-year-old son Nick has been booked in connection with what the police are calling an apparent homicide.
We have our robbery homicide division handling the investigation. They worked throughout the night on this case and were able to take into custody Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case.
Police say first responders found the bodies last night. Rob Reiner, son of late comedic great Carl Reiner, initially gained fame playing Archie Bunker's son-in-law, Meathead, on CBS's All in the Family. He went on to direct dozens of iconic films, including This Is Spinal Tap, The Princess Bride, and When Harry Met Sally.
Just really surreal and still in shock, to be honest. It's just still in shock.
Jerry O'Connell was one of the child co-stars of Reiner's classic film Stand By Me.
Rob was like a father to me. He was like a father to me.
The couple's son Nick has been booked on $4 million bail. In a statement about the Reiner's death, the family says it's heartbroken by the sudden loss and asks for privacy. Hollywood is mourning the tragic loss. Flowers mark Reiner's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And the Princess Bride star, Carrie Elways, posted on Instagram a photo from the movie set captioning it, "No words." Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
A person of interest who had been detained in connection with the deadly shooting at Brown University was released after evidence pointed in a different direction. 2 students are dead, at least 9 others are injured. Jared Hill is in Rhode Island with the latest.
Investigators here in Providence say that they had evidence pointing to a person of interest, but that evidence is now pointing in another direction, putting them in some ways back at the drawing board.
And we're continuing to ask for help.
A renewed push for tips in Providence, Rhode Island. Officials are asking the public for any video around Brown University to help identify this person of interest in this weekend's deadly shooting.
This would be an active shooter situation.
Saturday afternoon, someone fired dozens of rounds inside a classroom, killing students Ella Cook and Muhammad Mirzakov and injuring at least 9 others.
The first thing I thought was, this is a physics experiment gone wrong. This is a wood shop. This is anything but this.
Following a tip to this hotel, police detained one person the next morning, only to release them late last night.
So over the course of the day, while we're following up leads elsewhere, those initial leads may come back positive or may come back negative. Here they came back negative.
Last night, Providence's mayor acknowledged this shocking shift in the investigation could once again raise anxiety in this community.
This is a situation where I think people will need to know a lot more.
CBS News law enforcement analyst Rodney Harrison says police need to share more information.
Is Providence safe right now? Who are we looking for? What was the direction of flight? There's a lot of questions that need to be shared with the community.
Freshman Kamir Mans was roommates with Umerskov. He says he was always helping others.
What I do know is that Brown's grieving, I'm grieving. The loss of him will be felt throughout this community.
University officials canceled all remaining classes and exams for the semester. And again, investigators are looking for any photos or video to help them find the suspected shooter. In Providence, Rhode Island, Jared Hill, CBS News.
Here at home, Honolulu police are still looking for 3 gunmen who shot and killed a 19-year-old man in Halawa last Thursday night. They say the victim was shot multiple times as he ran into the Halawa housing complex near Salt Lake Boulevard and Kamehameha Highway. The armed suspects took off in a light-colored 4-door vehicle. If you have any tips, please call Honolulu Crime Stoppers. A 26-year-old man turned himself into police after an alleged stabbing in Eva Beach. Now, this happened early yesterday morning, just before 3 a.m. Police tell us the suspect and a 35-year-old man got into a fight, which eventually led to the stabbing. The wounded man received care at the hospital. His condition is not known. Assault charges against the suspect are pending. And this just in, the man accused in a deadly hit and run on Maui is now in police custody. 31-year-old Kaleo Kubo is accused of fatally striking 19-year-old Mason Pang along Haleakala Highway. County officials say Kubo fled the scene and happened just after midnight on Wednesday morning. Pang died of his injuries a day later, and his family members called for Kubo to turn himself in.
I pray that he gets humbled, whether it's on the streets or behind bars. He took my best.
We want justice for our baby. He's not going to be here for anything in the future, and I just want him back, and he's not coming back.
The crash also left a 32-year-old woman who was in Kubo's truck with several injuries. Pang's death marked Maui's 18th traffic fatality of the year. There were 14 at this point last year. The attorney for a Moanalua High School athletics official who was assaulted following a preseason basketball game has released surveillance video following the attack. Attorney Lyle Hosoda represents Natalie Iwamoto, the school's associate athletics director. Now, Hosoda says the footage was taken 2 Thursdays ago, and it shows Iwamoto was escorting 2 referees to the parking lot when she was confronted by a man he identified as Akusu Tino Noga.
A large person, very large person, 3 times the size and the weight of Miss Iwamoto, just punches her, knocks her out.
Having watched it, it's horrific. It's shocking to see an adult attack one of our employees like that.
Noga was arrested for second-degree assault and has pleaded not guilty with trial set for February. Iwamoto has also filed a request for a temporary restraining order against Noga, who works as a state adult corrections officer. A hearing on that request is scheduled for this Wednesday. The Hawaii Island community is still in shock after the unexpected passing of Fire Chief Kazuo Todd. Many are remembering him as a dedicated community leader. Aali Iduklo reports.
I'm lucky I had him as my son. He really was the best gift that God ever gave me. He made me a better person every day of his life.
Bobby Jean Lighthead Todd says her son, Hawaii County Fire Chief Kazuo Scott Kui Ka'aleo Pelepoha Kalani Lighthead Todd, was an inspiration to her and many others.
To have so many people reach out to us and then share stories about how nice he was to them or how he had helped them.
Todd was a 21-year veteran of the fire department and became chief in 2021. Before leading HFD, Todd served as a battalion chief for 6 years and held leadership roles in fire prevention and auxiliary services.
It's a very sad day. He was very dedicated, not just as a fire chief, but as a community advocate, and is a good all-around community guy.
As the Hawaii County community mourns Todd's passing, lawmakers and other community leaders are offering their condolences.
He was so passionate about his work, and he's dealt with many incidences of fire here on Hawaii Island as well, and more recently on the fires we had in downtown Hilo. He's done a just fabulous work in his role as our fire chief.
Chief Todd wasn't only just a leader in Hawaii County, he was a leader across the state and then also nationwide.
Todd also served as chair of the Hawaii State Fire Council and was a member of the Hawaii Fire Chiefs Association and the International Association of Fire Chiefs. Elected officials say he was a forward-thinking leader who embraced the new technology and advocated for funding for equipment and training for his personnel.
We know that his legacy and what he started and a lot of the initiatives that he created will continue to help serve our community here in Hawaii County.
I want to thank everyone who's reached out to the family. We appreciate the support.
An exact cause of death has not been disclosed and services are pending. Deputy Chief Daniel Volpe will serve as the department's acting fire chief. A'ali'i Duklo, Hawaii News Now.
Thank you, A'ali'i. A milestone for Lahaina today. For the first time since the 2023 wildfires, limited commercial boat operations will resume at the small boat harbor. 4 companies are expected to reopen and more will follow early next year. Commercial operations will only be allowed during daytime hours from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. while electricity is still offline. The County of Maui will also be reopening limited roads and parking areas. Economists say a drop in tourism is likely pushing Hawaii into a mild recession and job losses will follow. Among the many factors, the UH Economic Research Organization expects inflation to rise next year as higher tariffs raise prices on goods. The Maui wildfires are still hurting families, and the recent federal shutdown cut off many paychecks. The labor market is slowing, so there are fewer job postings, and on top of all of that, next year's minimum wage increase to $16 an hour will have ripple effects.
Compared to the last minimum wage increase, this one is coming when there are more people who will be impacted, meaning their wages will go up. So it's a bigger hit to businesses. The economy is much weaker. The hiring is already weaker.
UHERO says construction is still strong with the rail project, a new $8 billion Navy contract, and the Aloha Stadium redevelopment. The experts predict Hawaii will see a weak recovery next year. Well, state leaders are rolling out holiday travel upgrades at Honolulu's airport. Transportation officials say the fully digital agriculture declaration form, Akamai Arrival, is now available on all domestic flights to Hawaii, helping speed things up at arrival. They're also opening a new Waialua bar and cafe in Terminal 1 and unveiling electric buses and the car rental center, all aimed at making holiday travel a little smoother. Ahead on This Is Now, we're learning more about the victims who were killed in the mass shooting at Australia's Bondi Beach. Plus, it's the busiest shipping week of the year, the deadlines you need to know about to get your gifts delivered in time for Christmas. Australia is reeling from a deadly terror attack on Jews celebrating the opening night of Hanukkah. It was the country's worst mass shooting in nearly 30 years. Anna Corin reports from Sydney.
As gunshots rang out over Bondi Beach, disbelief turned to utter terror. As two gunmen, a father and a son, armed with high-powered rifles, unleashed absolute carnage. Their target, a Hanukkah festival. Up to 60 shots were fired for around 10 minutes. A courageous civilian, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, crept up on one of the attackers and wrestled the gun from him. The final shootout with police captured by a drone. Among some of the first responders was Bondi lifeguard Ben Ferguson.
It was ground zero. Like they were all there. And then we ended up carrying bodies into we're transferring them to the stretchers.
Rabbi Eli Schlanger was among the dead. He and his wife had just welcomed the birth of their 5th child. We spoke to his brother-in-law.
She's in shock, but she's obviously, broken. It's something that, no person should ever have to endure.
But many in the Jewish community feared it was only a matter of time, with synagogues firebombed and vandalised since the October 7 attacks.
Soaring levels of anti-Semitism and incitement, and in many ways this made this predictable. And we warned that this would happen, and yet you just don't expect it to happen. Because it's Sydney, Australia, it's Bondi Beach, it's our peaceful homeland here.
While people are obviously grieving, they are also angry. We've spoken to a number of residents here who say these acts of violence do not happen in Australia, and they blame the government for not doing enough to stamp out anti-Semitism, which is on the rise in this country. Anna Corin, CBS News, Bondi Beach, Australia.
Back in the U.S., today is a deadline for open enrollment for the 2026 health insurance marketplace. You need to sign up by today to get a full year of coverage starting on January 1st. Eligible residents are urged to head to healthcare.gov to review and compare coverage options. It comes as rates will go up in 2026, an average of 11.6% here in Hawaii. The holiday rush is underway at post offices. Now, this is the busiest week of the season, so if you want your gift to get to where it's going to go on time, it's best that you not wait and ship by those recommended deadlines.
So these are December 17th for first class mail, December 18th for your Priority Express, and December 20th for the Priority Mail Express. It is crazy. I mean, everybody tries to get their packages out in time for Christmas, so we recommend them getting them earlier so that we can get it out earlier.
Post office locations nationwide will be closed Christmas and New Year's Day.
And stick around. Coming up after the break, we'll give you a full look at our first alert weather forecast, a quick look at the rainfall totals from yesterday. We didn't see a lot, we saw a lot of rainfall. I'll give you the breakdown on the flood watch and the high surf coming up.
First Alert Weather with Drew Davis.
All right, well, yesterday was a very soggy day across parts of the state, specifically for Oahu. We got 2.5 inches of rain measured at the airport, the wet season average being right around 13 inches, being October through April. So we're on our way to getting closer to the average. This was just the first wet season event of the year. A quick look at our map across the state. You can see that not much rainfall for Hawaii Island or Maui County. Really just a few sprinkles over there, but nearly 3 inches in some spots over the windward and eastern portions of Oahu out there. A little bit drier as you're getting into the central portions of Oahu, but still some heavy rainfall came down over most of Oahu yesterday. Some lighter rainfall over on Kauai. We've got more rainfall just upstream of Kauai that's going to continue moving their way over the next couple of hours. Our flood watch is currently up for Oahu and Kauai through Monday at 6 p.m. Right now, that is going to end a little bit earlier than what the National Weather Service initially had, and that's all because this cold front that we have that's stalled over the western half of the state is continuing to move back up towards the northwest. We're watching our next weather maker with this low pressure system off towards the northwest. Just giving you a quick look at what's going on, a little bit closer of a look at the radar. Here's this next cluster of thunderstorms that's moving closer to Kauai and Niihau and should make their way closer to the islands as we're going forward over the next couple of hours. It's still up in the air if this will hold together as strong as it is right now. You're not seeing as much lightning towards the end of this radar loop. Also, some showers in between Kauai and Oahu. The overall front, again, is moving back up towards the northwest out there. A quick look outside, still seeing some cloud cover over on our Honolulu tower cam. Look at the conditions at the airport. We're seeing temperatures right around 80 degrees, southerly winds around 14 miles per hour. Still very humid. Humidity right around 76 degrees. Feels like 84 because of how muggy it is outside. The overall weather pattern, let's just break down the First Alert Futurecast showing you what's going on. Again, the front is moving back up towards the northwest. Going into late tonight, we're really not expecting a lot of rainfall, maybe a few showers over in between Kauai and Oahu. However, as we go into Tuesday night, another round of rainfall is expected for Kauai. This front is going to continue moving back down towards the southeast, giving a better chance for rainfall in the overnight and tomorrow afternoon, but it's not going to be as heavy as what we saw yesterday and potentially over what we could be seeing over the next couple of hours over on Kauai. A few showers just hanging around as that next front moves in Tuesday into Wednesday. So another round of heavy rainfall possible going into Wednesday afternoon as well. Our surf and shoreline forecast, high surf advisories up for most north and west facing shores. The Kona coast did have a high surf warning out there that was downgraded to a high surf warning. You can take a look at the actual numbers. North-facing shores around 15 to 20 feet. West-facing shores around 10 to 14 for your Monday morning. And here's your 7-day forecast. Mahalo to Crystal for sending this in. Today, again, is a first alert weather day as that front continues to move back up to the northwest. Wednesday is highlighted in red as that next front moves in going into Tuesday night.
Thank you, Drew. Well, still to come, couples in our nation's capital attempt to break a world record for mistletoe kisses. We'll tell you how they did in 2 minutes. right, time for some good news now. In the nation's capital, a little holiday romance turned into a world record. Washington, D.C. set a new Guinness World Record for the most couples kissing under a mistletoe at once. Organizers say 1,435 couples kissed for 5 seconds beneath the national mistletoe in downtown D.C. The previous record was just 480 couples set back in 2019.
How do you even ask people, hey, come kiss with all these other people under the mistletoe?
They're in the spirit.
All right.
So 10 days to go to Christmas, guys.
And overseas, the holidays has already gone to the dogs. Hundreds of sausage dogs in Santa hats and sweaters waddled through London's famous Hyde Park in the biggest Christmas walk yet. And nearly 1,000 dachshunds strutted, sniffed, and showed off their holiday style. That was a lot to read. More news coming up at 4.